Hello, everybody. Um, where do I begin? As you can see, my hair is a mess. My husband's already gone to bed, so I'm trying to keep my indoor voice going, so I'm not talking too loud. I just got my hair up, but I need to cut this shit off because it looks bugging me. I know it's been a few months since I last did a live stream, but hey Bella, one of my cats. I got discouraged, you know, still am. Oops, my hair's looking a fright, so. Actually, I can't wear this without taking this down. It gets so hot up here during the day that I have to keep my hair up. Otherwise, it gets too hot and miserable. I still have a bunch of resin pieces that I haven't sold. I never have figured out how to get another video going on here and showing them. I've even got some molds that I've never even done first castings with them yet. But because I lack a lot of the skills and abilities that, say, a computer tech of 37 years has, I don't know how to get them sold right now. On here would have definitely been the easiest way for me to get them sold, but I just don't know how to do that. You all know that, you go through Janet Feinstein at yahoo.com. That's hooked to my PayPal account. But on a positive note, a big part of, this is just something new that I'm doing, and I do spend a lot of time on it every day. Whoops. So why don't you just fall off of there? Anyway, diamond paintings. This is one that I'm working on right now. It's I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like a fairy forest or something, and it's got a lot of pretty colors. I've gotten, I think, around 8 or so of them done so far, different ones. Some I've given away as gifts. Did a couple for my mom, and they're hanging up at her place. Now that Brooke, has gotten moved to her new location, I've been on a few of her live streams trying to, maintain being supportive to her and for her and all that. Perfume keeps the bugs off me. If you want to know, this is Real Diamonds. It's not White Diamonds by Elizabeth Taylor. This is Real Diamonds. It's pretty much similar, but anyway. For the most part, I guess I'm doing okay. Yesterday was a bad, kind of more like I was sad and down. And for reasons I can't say because it's, personal, and it's involving somebody that's very dear to me and close to me, and I was crying on the phone with him the other day because it really is, that, I don't know, heartbreaking. But more heartbreaking too is my friend and sister. She's like a sister to me. Maria just found out maybe about a week or so ago, and myself as well, because I was there when her sister told us what happened. But I won't give a name, but one of Maria's nieces has leukemia. And it came as quite a blow to the family. Maria's sister's a mess right now. She has to step out of the room a lot of times to keep from crying in front of her daughter. But because her daughter wasn't smarter and didn't get herself checked sooner to where they may have been able to catch it and may have given her some, good treatment for it. As far as I know, all that we've been able to determine is that it's an advanced form of leukemia. The niece has been hiding it for some time, and I think it's very irresponsible, selfish, and arrogant, and egotistical, actually, as harsh as it is to say all that, to keep something like this from her family instead of just dropping a bombshell on them when it finally hit her one day. And now she's in a hospital somewhere in Florida, and she apparently died at one point but came back because she lapsed into a coma, and it wasn't induced, like by the doctors or anything. She's 36 years old, this young lady, and she was drop dead gorgeous. She had everything going for her. She had a good job. She has an absolutely beautiful house to live in with her mom and her siblings, and she took it all for granted. She didn't appreciate any of it, and now this. So Maria's sister is going to have to live in Florida for a year now so that her daughter can stay in the hospital that she's currently in, because it's very unsafe for them to move her. And it's pretty much, like I said, it's tearing the family apart, and I don't wish the girl any ill will. I hope she makes it. I honestly do. But she's got a lot to answer for, and sadly, this is her karma for being so horrible to her family for so long, for lashing out. Instead of getting help, instead of having her mother go with her and get her ass into a doctor and get checked, she chose to keep it hidden. And now it's like she literally walked into the room and just dropped a bomb in the middle of the room, My daughter, Alicia, had to have one of her cat's legs amputated, I guess, because they found cancer in it. She found a lump on her leg one day, her cat, and she did the right thing, and I'm proud of her for that. She immediately, got her into a vet and showed the lump, and I'm guessing, I don't know if they did a biopsy or what exactly to determine and verify that, yes, it is cancer. But by taking the leg, at least the cat will live. And that's what matters, because that's her baby. That is her absolute baby. She would be destroyed if that cat died, just like I would be destroyed if my cat died. Any of them, especially Kalika, who I'm closely bonded with, closer than any of the others, really. I mean, Carmela, yeah, decent, but Kalika, she's the one that's always on my lap a lot of the time, and they're all my babies, our babies, and we would not want anything to happen to any of them. It's after midnight, but I know I haven't been on here in a while, and I hope none of you felt abandoned by me or like suddenly you weren't important to me. Damn roaches crawling on me. Never forgot any of you, just like I wrote in the title. But a couple weeks ago, or I don't know if might be going on a month now by now. I honestly don't know, but since I started the diamond paintings, don't have any for sale though, not yet, because among the ones that I have, I don't know that I'm going to be able to let any of them go. Because I was going to use that as one possible avenue of making some money as well, and be able to show some, completed diamond paintings along with my resin pieces. So I don't know when or if I'm gonna get back into the resin pieces, because the table that I use to cast my resin pieces is the table I'm using right now to do my paintings on. Can't do both. This, it's just not doable. My card table is downstairs in Maria's, but I can't use that really because it would be in a room that I don't know that the temperatures would be ideal for the resin to harden correctly. And if I'm in there, doing one of my diamond paintings, for instance, then I usually have the air conditioning on in there because it gets, hot in there. And at least she's got an air conditioner in there, and now we've got her other air conditioner in her kitchen window, and at least some that way, if they start getting too warm because of how screwy the weather is lately, then they can lay in front of the air conditioning, in the dining room, and be a lot more comfortable, cool off, and stuff. And my mom's okay. My brother's doing good. He's actually doing a diamond painting himself. We got Jim doing a diamond painting, but I don't know when or if he's ever going to get it started. And some of the typical things you have to invest in is these little guys, because this is a bead case, and it has, a bunch of the little jars in it with beads in them and stuff. And I've got 2 double cases here, plus the single case that I just showed. And the sparkly diamond or jewel looking things on the front was from a diamond painting mandala set I did, because there was only 3 of them. And it was leftover jewels. So I thought, hey, why not, be creative. And I had a real neat design on the front of this, but the jewels aren't staying on. They keep falling off and ending up in weird places. But I may just one day pick them all off, put them in a jar. To give you guys an idea. Now, not all of these are from diamond paintings I've done, but this is leftover beads from several diamond paintings. And this jar is like half full. It says Dad Joke Loading. It's a really cute jar that I got from Target. Me and Maria both got one just like together, the same one. Father's Day was okay. At least Carl, my brother, was able to come down to my mom's, and we had a nice cookout. And there was a particular Saturday that I drove up to Mount Gilead, where Carl is now living, and him and I did diamond painting all day together. I got him a Darth Vader one that's got a lot of colors in it, and I don't know how much he's worked on it since, but so far, every time I've talked to him since that Saturday I was up there, he hasn't done anything on it. But he at least he was willing to give it a try, and he said it would give him something to do when he's sitting there a lot of times and has nothing to do, and he's bored out of his mind. You don't have visitors, you don't have people calling much unless, he gets a hankering to call me. Cleaning my nails. Um, but so I'm gonna try to, start my YouTube live streams back up again. I may even do one later today when I get up, and weather permitting, I might just walk down to my mom's because she's not very far away now. She's a lot closer than she was, and I'm guessing it should only take me about, I want to say between 15 and 20 minutes to get there, but it shouldn't take me more than 30 if I pace myself, don't try to get there in a rush or anything. I would take the car, but Chris is going to be using it tomorrow early because he's got to go get his allergy shots, and he's usually gone for a couple of hours to get that done. So if I do decide to walk down, I'll just, I'm sure he'll figure out that he'll think that, okay, maybe I'm down at Maria's when he comes back from his allergy shot and I'm not here. But if I think that it's roundabout time for him to be getting back from them anyway, I'll just text him and say, hey, I'm at mom's, come over if you will, if you want. If you don't, I'll just call you when I'm ready to come home, because I decided to walk down. Still struggling with my weight issue. And I was doing the Lipozene, gave up. It's just not doing it enough, and I haven't used my body sculpting gels either, and I'm just, discouraged with that too. And, I am still trying to cut back on, how much sweets and stuff I consume and every day. And, I'm trying to cut back on the pop and everything, because out of all of it, the pop's probably my greatest weakness. I love my cherry vanilla Coke, and so pop is definitely usually one of the hardest to give up. I'm taking blood pressure medicine now. I had a doctor's appointment recently and found out that my blood pressure was way too high. And so I take one lisinopril a day, and they're 10 milligrams, so it's the highest milligrams they can give you. Chris invested in a blood pressure cuff in the store, Walgreens. So he and I could both check ours, but we almost never do. But then I haven't been doing it right either. So the next time I do mine, I will sit in the wooden chair in the living room here and make sure my feet are flat on the floor, make sure I'm relaxed and my body, my arms in a relaxed position and stuff. But I hate how tight this thing gets. It gets so tight on my arm that my arm literally starts burning, and I don't like it. It's too tight. And there's no way to adjust it, to where at least I don't have to deal with the burn, but it still will give an accurate reading. But just a random, I got all three of my coffin shelves now. I got me a black one, a purple one, and a pink one, and I've already got them loaded down with stuff, of course. Me and Maria both got an order from, two separate orders actually, from Brooke. And when I get my check in a couple days on the 28th, then I'm going to go ahead and pay for those two orders and get it so she can, pack them all up together and hopefully find a big enough box. And then I'll just tell her, just layer it, put my stuff in the bottom and Maria's on top, or put my stuff in the top and Maria's on the bottom, which I would prefer my stuff on the top. So I'm hoping that if I do a live stream later today, if I do go to my mom's, like I said, weather permitting, if it's going to be too hot or if it's going to rain or something like that, I won't go. But out of everything that I've tried so far, as far as weight loss, Walking has always done the most for me, and I just stopped doing it. Um, I spend most of my days, as you know, sitting on this couch in this very spot where I usually am. And I mean, I do get up and do stuff. I do get up and go visit with friends and everything once in a while. I try to get over and see my mom often because Jim, he gets busy and she's left there alone. A lot of times she'll go like a whole day without eating because he may make her a breakfast of some kind before he leaves. But then when he's gone, he's pretty much gone for the whole day. He's either out in the garage tinkering with something, or he's fixing something for somebody somewhere, or he's upstairs in his room. And now the burden and responsibility is falling on me to take care of my mom when I'm having trouble taking care of myself because I'm still struggling with my weight. I say burden because of the stress involved, because of how often my mom depends on me, to be able to go over there and just sit with her. And not that I'm not happy to do it, I am, but it takes a lot out of me in the process. And a lot of times Maria goes with me. When she's available, Christy will go with me. She's working right now, and I'm happy for her. So her days off are gonna, they're gonna shift, and I'm sure she'll let me know when she has days off, so we know we can like plan on hanging out. This Wednesday, I'm probably not going to be on here though because I'm going to be helping my brother take some stuff out of a storage unit, so he don't have to keep paying 200 whatever it is every month for it, and he's got a certain time frame to get it out before they charge him another payment. So he wants to get it done, and I understand that totally. I do. So hopefully that'll get me, $20 gas and $20 for some more, pagan mix. I can't afford to make it myself, so I found some friends that, that do it. That they have it quite often. So if I have the money and everything, I'll call them up and say, "Hey, do you have any?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, how much you want or how much you need or whatever," and then they'll work on getting it over here to me. And I just want to take this time to say, Brooke, for one, honey, I hope to see you on here later today. If I do walk down to my mom's, I will probably be taking my laptop here. I'll have to take it in a bag that I can put on my back, though, because I want to take very little with me. I don't want to be carrying a bunch of weight down, walking all that distance to see my mom, even though it's not that far away. When you have a bunch of weight you're lugging, it makes it harder. It's going to be enough of a challenge, and I don't even know how much it's going to wear me out yet, or how much I'm going to have to pace myself, because I can't walk too slowly because then it'll take me forever to get there. But I can't walk too fast either because then that's equally bad. If Maria's available, I'll see if she'll walk down there with me, safety in numbers and that whole thing. But I will be taking my beading case. I probably won't be taking my purse because I really don't need it for anything. And it's extra weight that I would rather not have to carry, because the bag that I'm going to be carrying on my back is going to have this in it, my mouse, and my mouse pad. So that is going to be not a lot of weight, but again, walking with it on your back, it feels sometimes like more weight than it actually is. Getting my diamond painting there, though, is going to be difficult because I'm going to have to literally carry it the way it is, because I don't like putting the clear wrap on it because I have to pull so hard to get it off. So if those of you that don't know what diamond paintings are, just look it up. Look it up. Diamond paintings and diamond painting kits and accessories and stuff. And there's all kinds of them. I even found two that are of Princess Diana. And they're both really, really pretty, and I'm probably going to be getting at least one of each with this check. 2 of each if I can afford it, but that's going to be a lot of money because one of them is like $17.99 and the other's like 24 something. And if you times the 24 by 2, that's 40 something right there. Then 17 times 2, you might as well say somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 or more just to get 4 of them, because I say 2 of each because I want to give 1 of each to my brother because he loves Princess Diana as much as I do. If he never does it, oh well, that's on him. But me, I will do mine. And once I get them done, I will put them in a nice frame and I'll find somewhere to put them up. I usually get the magnet frames that they make for the diamond paintings. I usually get 4-pack of them, and because it's not that much, they have 6-packs of them you can get if you want. But I usually do it in 4s. That way, if I have like 4 diamond paintings done, then I have magnet frames to put them in. If I get a 6-pack of them, well, one, that's going to cost more. But because of how many I have done so far, I would probably go through that 6-pack pretty quick. If you guys want to see, I'm going to have to move the tray to do it because I don't want to set the computer on it. Hang on. Let me figure out how to do this. Let's see. Nuts. I was going to show you guys. Some of the ones I have gotten done, and the magnet frames that I've put them in. But I haven't found a place to put them up yet. Here's one of them. It's a pretty crescent moon over water at night, and it's got flowers, cascading down from it. Harry Potter, of course. And if you see the extra shiny up in here, see how it sparkles more than the rest? I had to use filler colors because I ran out of a color that I needed. That's Harry and his stag Patronus. I think I've only got 1 frame left. And the moon painting again, but I modified it and put some of my own colors in it, and I'm going to give this one to my mom. And like I said, the super sparkly and like the blue you see right in here and stuff, there's blues and greens and yellows, and I had fun with it. And how I ended up with this one was, this was originally Maria's, but when she found out the horrifying news about her niece, she made the mistake of leaving it sit out one night. And needless to say, her cats got a hold of it, and they scraped a bunch of the beads off of it. She was going to throw it away. I talked her out of it. I said, let me fix it. So as you can see, I did fix it, and it looks really pretty. This is a picture of me and Chris that he took recently with his camera. We were going to send it to his mom, but he says that he don't like the way it turned out. It's all blurry, and this may be the one that I take to my mom's tomorrow. Just leave this painting here, because this one I haven't taken the wrapper off of it yet. but it'd be easier to carry because it's smaller, and then I can put my tray in the bag that I'm gonna be carrying on my back. I gotta find a way to flatten this one out though, because it came rolled up. Capricorn. That's Capricorn symbol. See it? And it's a 30 by 30. As you can see, it's not very big. And I'm really going to enjoy doing that. Yes, they do have all the zodiac signs, by the way. But this is how it came, was rolled up. So once I do start working on it, I'm going to have to find a way to flatten it out. And when I get my I call it my Green Man Fairyland, the forest that I'm doing, I showed you. When I get that one done, it's probably going to go in the last magnet frame that I have right now, because I'm going to do it to protect it. And it also has a bend. It has a crease in the middle. And one of the ways to be able to kind of flatten it out is by putting it in a magnet frame, because then it'll be flat and the magnets, keep it sealed. It's pretty cool. And just keep it in my bag here until I get it done, until I get them all done. And I wish I had somewhere to set here. Maybe I can set it over here. I also want to show you guys some of the others. Oh, crap. That I have that I haven't started yet, because I've got a whole bag of them here. I will warn you, if you decide to get into diamond painting, it becomes addictive really quick. But I look at it this way: I would rather be addicted to something like this, than drugs that can kill you and destroy your body and that whole thing. This is a pretty blue and purple butterfly I have. Try to put it at it, move it around so you can see it real good, because it's got pretty flowers and stuff. Maria has this one as well, but she didn't do it right because of her handicap, her mental condition of, from what the stroke did to her. You can't see, she didn't do her version right, because you can't see the outlines the way they're supposed to be. You can still see the butterfly, but it doesn't have the outline it's supposed to have, because she goes by color. And instead of doing it the way, not that you can't do it that way, but the way she's doing it, she's putting the wrong colors in the wrong place. She's looking at her, color chart and thinking, well, it looks like this color goes here. And she just, I believe, let's see, what one is she working on now? Last I knew, she was working on one that I have the same one of, that I haven't started yet. Anyway, but I don't know how far she's gotten on it or anything. This is Hogwarts. See, full moon. Haven't started that one yet. And this one is another Harry Potter one, but you'll only be able to see part of it. See Hedwig there and stuff. This one is special for me because I would take it out and show you guys, but then it's a pain to get it back in the wrapper. But it's a special one to me because J.K. Rowling, years ago, she sent me an electronic version of that on the internet as a birthday card. And she literally sent me an electronic message, "Happy birthday, Janet." And I cried. It meant so much. So, of course, I had to have that one. This one is Cheshire Cat, Alice in Wonderland, and it says We're All Mad Here. So I haven't opened that one yet either. And I think this is the last one. And of course, my little gnome dude here. He's, well, you get the idea. Let It Be. Pretty rainbow colored, cannabis leaf there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 that I have that I haven't done yet. And when I do, come on, get in there. When I do the, finally do the butterfly, at least I know it'll come out right. It'll look right. Now, I'm not trying to, diss on Maria. I'm not making fun of her because of her handicap or anything like that. You guys know me better than that. At least my subs should know me. Public people that watch this may not know, may not care. But those of you that know me do know that I'm, she's like a sister to me. So I'm not trying to talk against her. I'm not trying to make fun of her or anything like that. But because of her condition, these diamond paintings are, bless her, I think, for trying to do them. And hopefully they'll come out okay, but she's doing them wrong. And I've tried instructing her how to do it, but you have to keep repeating yourself over and over and over again. It's like teaching a child. And I don't have the amount of patience it requires and understanding and everything. I try, but I believe in being real too. She gets me so frustrated. I literally snap at her sometimes because I get tired of having to repeat myself so much. And then she still turns around and does it her way. And because she does it her way, sadly, her paintings are never going to come out right. And I feel bad for her. I really do. I've tried instructing her, and I failed. So if she's not going to listen, and I shouldn't have to keep repeating myself, then I'm just going to let her be. I know she does try, to do them right. Oh crap! Where's a freaking emery board when you need it? Hang on, let me find. I seen my emery boards over here, but I got to dig to get them. I have to keep them sealed in a bag. See, I got a bunch of them, but they're little. They're tiny. And because this baggie ripped in a really odd place, let's do this one, I guess. I keep them sealed in a bag because otherwise they'll get lost everywhere because there's so many of them. I have to file a nail down that I had to peel off because it chipped. But that's commonplace when it comes to my nails and trying to grow them. Never fails. They start getting a really nice length, and then somehow, some way, they break off. And I just don't want to be bothered with them, so I don't try to do the false nails, even though I got that really nice nail kit and everything. I've only done a set of nails for myself, I think, once, and I'm still not doing it right. They still pop off. They're never gonna be like I just walked out of salon. I just don't see myself. Doesn't mean I won't keep trying, but I don't see myself ever reaching that level because the goal was to learn to do it myself so I wouldn't have to pay somebody to do it for me. Because for me, having nails is a luxury I can't afford. And the maintenance for them, same thing. It's really, if you think about how much money you spend just even in a month to keep them maintained, if you go back, like when you go back to have them balanced and stuff like that, which I've never done, they might charge you slightly less, but it's still, come on, it's still more money, extra money that I don't have to spare right now. So every once in a while, I'll get a hankering to do my own nails. I try to keep them active length so they're not getting in my way so much. But it's something that you have to maintain, and I just don't have the patience for it, and I'm not going to spend the money. When we get moved into the house, if we ever get it, I'm discouraged about that too. Maybe I'll try to do my nails more often and keep trying until I do perfect them to where they look like I literally walked out of a salon and had them done, even though and then I can tell people, no, I did them myself. But I wouldn't be able to do nails for anybody else because you would have to have a license to do that. And I just don't want to go through all the hoop-de-ha I would have to go through to do nails for other people. It's like, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well open my own nail shop. And there's how many of those in the world? I can't compete with the competition. If I would have finished my cosmetology course, maybe I would have had better luck and I would have done better. But that's just one more thing that got messed up on me, that I got discouraged and stopped making my payments. And now I have 3 student courses through Stratford that are unpaid for. And I just don't know when I'm finally going to have the money to pay them off. And even once I get them paid off, it's not like they're just going to let me, pick up where I left off. I'm going to have to do the course all over again. But if we could finally get moved and get into a house and we'd have 3 incomes, then I would have a lot more extra left money for the month that I could maybe do more like that, get my own shop going, set up a camera, use my video camera, which I can still do. That's one thing I have not done yet. And I can also use my Canon. I can get, 30 minutes worth of footage that way. And then the camera shuts itself off because it gets too warm. And then, so I let it, cool off for a handful of minutes and then turn it back on and it can go for 30 more. But once I get the video footage, the challenge and the trick for me is getting them uploaded onto YouTube so everybody can see them. And I, like many of us out there, because it is so expensive to live anymore, just about anywhere you go, it's equally expensive to not only open a business, but maintain it, get those sales, without coming across, like too pushy or, trying to cram it down people's throats, which I would never do anyway. I've never been the pushy saleswoman type, and I don't plan on starting. Come on, Kalika, if you want to come up. See, what did I say? My cat, come on. You gonna come up? Here, let me move this. Let me move this back a little bit so you can I don't want you stepping on it, baby. There you go. There. If you want to lay on my lap, you can. But so I'm kind of hopeful, a little bit there, but I don't know how soon I'm going to finally remember to do that, let alone teach myself how to upload the videos onto YouTube once I get them transferred to the computer. Those things I'm going to probably still need Chris's help with, at least have him walk me through it a couple of times until I learn how to do it myself. And, finding him in the right mood for such a thing is another matter. Like right now, he's reading a book series on his new tablet that he just got. His other one kind of died. The things aren't meant to last forever anyway. So he got him a nice one. He got him a bigger one this time, and he's been reading a series that he read, I think he said like a year ago or something like that. It's called the, what did he say they were? The Bob and Nikki series or something like that. Bobby and Nikki or something. I don't know. Never heard of it, never read them. But he said the last time he read through the series, it was about a year ago, and he just felt like reading through it again. And last I knew, he's probably on book, I'm guessing 12 by now, and there's like, I think he said there's like 47 or some craziness in this series, 47 books. But he'll fly through them pretty fast. So most of my days now have been doing diamond paintings, for the majority of the day. I haven't done a live stream where I'm doing a diamond painting because when I'm diamond painting, I have to maintain my focus and concentration so that I get the beads in the right squares and all this and that. So I can't be having a conversation and trying to do a beading job. And I just feel like it would be boring for people to watch me. It would be too boring for people to watch me do these paintings. So I haven't, and I probably won't, but I may show like I did. Hey, this is what I'm working on right now. Once it's finished, then I'll be like, look, it's finished. Isn't it pretty? I've done bluebirds for my mom. I did a cherry blossom tree over water at night with a full moon in the sky, diamond painting for her. I did one called Wild Heart Witch Soul. And I mean, this thing's big. I'll show it on here sometime, but I don't feel like messing with it right now. The painting itself wasn't, but the frame that I ended up getting for it, because mine was an odd size. It was a 35 by 45 or something like that. And it's really hard to find a frame exactly that size. That's something that you would have to most likely have the best chance of getting a frame to fit it if you went to a place like Michael's, arts and crafts or hobby and craft store or whatever. Go to the back of it. At least the particular one I go to over by Easton, theirs is in the back. They have a framing station back there. So I may, just to find out how much it costs, I may take that painting in there sometime and ask them how much it would cost for them to make me a frame that would fit it perfectly. And then if it's reasonable and I find a nice frame that I really like, then I'll be like, okay, great. And then I'll just go ahead and pay for it, take it out of this frame, and I'll find some other picture to put in the frame, but having an odd size like that, it's really hard to find a frame to fit it. You have to have one special made. So, trying to think what else to recap about, because it's been so long. What else has been going on? I can't even really think. Probably because it's already after 1 a.m, and I'm messing with my toenails right now because they need clipped. They're really getting long, and they're starting to snag into my socks, and I don't need them shredding my socks. can't think of anything else really, uh, other than mostly the diamond paintings and whiling away the hours doing them, and enjoying them, and uh, trying to encourage myself to start my resin pieces again. But the only way that I feel that I can successfully pull that off is take all my resin stuff over to my mom's, if she would even let me store it there. She may complain though, and I just don't want to. I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to put up with that. It's her house. I'm not trying to be disrespectful of her or anything. Because I did ask her one time if I could possibly use the little attic section up there that Jim gave me, because he's part owner of the house in a way, because he pays part of the rent and my mom pays the other part. And so he gave it to me, and I've got chairs sitting up there. I've done live streams up there before. I haven't been up there in a long, long time, because when I go up there, it causes a problem. My mom gets upset about it because she wants my undivided attention the entire time that I'm there visiting with her. So I feel like if I try to go up there and have some time to myself, I'm lucky to get an hour at most. And then if I don't, if I want more than that or ask for more than that, then she gets upset. So I haven't been up there in a long time. My point being, I was going to use it as a shop, my own little shop, to do live streams, on YouTube here, and find a camera that I could point the other direction so you guys could see the product, not just me the whole time. Like Brooke has, and everything. And I will not go through TikTok because I just don't like the way they do things. I mean, and there's been a lot of not so great stuff that I've been hearing about them lately. Hang on a minute, I gotta go get something. It's just right here. What are you guys doing? You playing? Are you guys playing? If you're playing, it's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and get these clipped because they really need it. So just bear with me while I get this done. The big toenails are always the most challenging for me. Because they're so big. Okay, I think it's probably about as good as I'm gonna do with that one. I know this is probably not a typical thing that you see people doing on a live stream, but it needs to be done. been putting it off, and well, I can't afford to have it shredding my socks, having my toenails, poking holes in my socks, because then I'll have to go out and buy more socks, and it's not something I really want to have to put on my purchase list right now. Holy crap. These things are freaking huge. Come on. Jeepers. Finally. Done. Golly. I do my mom's toenails a lot of times for her because, well, she doesn't have anybody else to do them, and it kills me to do them, though, because I have to sit on the floor, and it's kind of hard for me to sit with my back straight or anything of that nature because she can only lift her legs up, so high before it starts becoming too uncomfortable. And then I decided to sanitize, my hands because these floors are so dirty, and it's not like Chris doesn't try to keep them clean, because he does. He tries to run the vacuum through here once in a while. I never do. I've still got too much stuff in here that's you would have to move to even be able to do something like, run the vacuum. And the cats don't like it when the vacuum's running anyway, because it's very loud, very noisy, and every single one of them will run and hide to get away from the sound of it. Well, I can't think of anything else right this minute, so I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. And I don't know if any of my subs that know me on here um, some of the things I like to have in my live streams, that act as, nice fillers instead of just sitting around going, what do I talk about now? So I'm going to do an affirmation card here, which I haven't done in a long time. I was doing them daily for a while and then stopped. You're supposed to do one card a day, and it's, positive affirmations and stuff. What is my affirmation for today? Forgiveness. Forgiveness. That's fitting, I guess, because I have a lot of forgiveness to myself that I need to do, and also forgive others that have done me wrong in the past. letting things go instead of dwelling on them, and keep bringing them up, which there's no point in continuously bringing them up, because every time you bring them up, it's like you're still holding on to them. They say that it seems to work best if you read these out loud, so I read them out loud anyway, no matter what deck I'm using. Congratulations, you're being given one of the most powerful superpowers there is: forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. I've been thinking about exactly that, here lately. Because to truly forgive yourself for mistakes you've made, bad choices, hurtful things that you've said and done to people, some purposely, some accidental, somebody pisses you off, you react, Um, but before I go on any further, let me get my, which one is it? I think it's this one. I got some folders here that I keep my daily stuff in, and I date it. I don't know, it's just something I've always done. I'm just reaching back here to get a pen. So whatever my affirmation is for the day, I write down. Okay, like today, I'm going to be writing down forgiveness. And the last time I got that one was 6/3 of 22. So last month, well, this month, the 3rd of this month. But anyway, let me write this down so I don't forget. I think this is the 26th now. Let me verify. Yep, 26th. Whoa. When you hold on to bitterness, anger, it's not worth doing to yourself, because you're actually giving away pieces of yourself, pieces of your soul, when you give into anger and hatred and bitterness and self-destructive behavior. All that stuff comes with a price, and if you're not willing to pay it, don't do it. Just don't. Let's see, do I have any others down here? Might have been this one. Yep. Knew I had another one here. So part of my new goal is, and I'm gonna have to set myself up a schedule and commit to it. Coming on here again more often, but not as often as I was. Like, there's times when I may only be on here once a week. If there's a bunch of stuff going on, or I'm just having a bad day or whatever, then most likely I'm not going to want to be on here anyway. Because you know me, I don't want to bring others down because I'm down. Okay, this is my green oracle, so I'll do that one next. and have like a different, what do I want to say? A different subject for each live stream. Like instead of random and having like several things on there at once, which can be confusing, I'm sure, to some people. Like if I'm going to do tarot readings, then it'll just be tarot readings. Other times I'll do the book read. I'll start reading from the books that I was reading from, and stuff before. Whoa, keep that from falling down. This is a deck that Maria got me a while back, a couple months ago or something. And I really love it. It's a very universal, versatile deck. It's not by no means considered tarot, really, but I still like it, and a lot every time. The card's always fitting, and, for the particular day or the particular phase or most recent happening that, has happened in your life. Okay, what does the Green Oracle have to say to me today? I like it when I get cards in the deck that I haven't gotten yet. Respect. Gotten this one quite a few times. It's about respecting the environment around us, nature and stuff. And that's 36. I believe that's the last card. And this, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, respect. Concept, respect, nature. Image, a man, very small, in front of a huge mountain. The man holds a child on his shoulders, and the children point to the mountain. The child points to the mountain. The last card in the deck is about respect. Respect nature does not just mean not to pollute. It is about how we feel toward it. In front of nature, we are the small things. Small things are important. Divinational meanings. We can be a small thing. Small things are important. Teach how to look at the horizon. Do not fear the infinite. So I'm not sure how that one is fitting today. And it has to do with nature, and I don't know how I'm being disrespectful to nature. I don't feel that I am. So that one kind of threw me off, a little bit. But onward. Okay. Oh, wow. And that was the last card that I got the last time I did this Green Oracle on the 7th of this month. That's just funny to me. I think I'm just going to keep this one in here with the other one. Oh, I hate when this thing fights with me. So I'm thinking, okay, how am I disrespecting nature? I don't feel that I have been, but I saved this. I don't know why, to turn it into a folder of sorts. This is a bigger version of I'll just call it a mirror deck or laser. They call it laser, I think, or something like that. But it's the Rider-Waite, and it has that pretty prism effect. Brooke got me this deck of cards, but it's a smaller version. Of course, here's me, the Hermit. Let's see, each card has the prism, and I love that about it. Well, I'm not doing a lengthy reading, so I'll go ahead and put that aside for now. This is one of those decks I wish I could shuffle it better than I do, but it's too hard. Okay, what is my daily one card from this deck? My message for today. What kind of day it's going to be, what things I should, look out for that could happen, so I can be, forewarned is forearmed. So if it's something bad, I can hopefully prepare myself in some fashion for it and get through it. Not saying I want anything bad, because of course I don't. What is my daily card and message from this deck for today? Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. The ace is indicative of a new venture that manifests in increased wealth or health. It is the beginning of attaining goals. So that's good. Now these I won't worry about writing down, because there's just too many of them. That's why for now I just do 2 that I actually write down, and I always leave the card face up, so I know that was the last card that I drew. That was the last message, Came in a nice bag, and it also came with a bag of crystals, which, yeah, they're right here. I've got some really, really beautiful pieces from Brooke recently, too. I might show a few of them. But this deck come with crystals. Don't know exactly why, but pretty sure this is a sodalite. Green aventurine. This is either black obsidian or onyx. Can't really tell the color on this one. I think this was, okay, it's a yellow citrine. Okay, here's an amethyst. Did you know you can take an amethyst when you got a headache, especially if it's across the forehead, and just lightly rub the amethyst and it'll take the headache away? That's something new I found out. I'm guessing this is a type of a strawberry quartz, because it's kind of a unique color. And here's a clear quartz. And then it also came with a big, this thing's like that long, clear quartz. And I don't remember what these crystals, why they came with the deck, this particular time. I try to keep the deck and the crystals together. Because they came together, so it makes sense, right? So I'll just tuck them in here with the deck. The big one I have in, I think I'm carrying it in my purse. But let's see. What are some of the easy ones? None of them really. Let's see. Make sure I'm not going to burn myself. It's too hard for me to reach. I'll try to show them another time, but just some of the pieces I've gotten from Brooke. I got a cute little fairy, and here I can show these guys. This is a Labrador heart, Labradorite. And this is, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what they call this, but I love the colors and the sparkle in it. And I use it to set my lab heart up, because I brace it just right. See? And it sits it up. Oh, until I do that. It don't stay, sadly. But I don't know. I like the lab heart, so I like to keep it upright. Here's a nice piece that I got. It's a combination of a couple of different crystals. I forget the name exactly. But I'll show some others later. Hello, Kalika. Back again, I see. But this is the bag I'm going to be carrying today. My laptop in and my light tray for my diamond painting and everything. So it just make it a lot easier to walk down to Mom's, and I'll just take like what I consider to be the bare essentials that I will need, like my keys, my phone, you know, my dragon path. I'm sure my dragons are, you know, I'm sure my dragons have been wondering, why I haven't done any readings in a while, and I even stopped doing my daily dragons, and so I'm going to try to get back into doing all this stuff again. It's just, it's a process, it takes time and it takes commitment. So if I can get me a decent schedule written up and, just have it handy every time I get ready to do a live stream, like title the paper, okay, this is what I want to talk about today on this live stream. And try to develop some consistency of being on here. Not just be on for a while, go through spurts, and then just stop, like I tend to do. What dragon is with me today, and what is your message? Ooh, I love this one. I love all of them, but when this one comes up, I'm like, oh, hello. Quit, Kalika. You leave that alone, please. Leave it alone before you end up knocking my heart in the floor. I got Lord Kuthumi. This is him in his human form, and the dragon behind him is him in his dragon form. Okay, Lord Kuthumi, where are you? Kalika, quit! Here he is. He's a galactic dragon. He's of the galactic race. Here he is. You are the change. Before I continue on with what he has to say to me today, thank you, Lord Kuthumi, for coming through. I'm sorry that it's been so long. He is really gorgeous. I love the robe, the gown that he's wearing. He's got long hair down on his shoulders, and I don't know how close I can get him, but he's good looking. He's gorgeous. If there was a guy like him walking around, he'd be taken pretty quick. I want to thank him for coming through, first off, and also the order me and Maria have that'll be coming from Brooke here soon when I can get it paid for in a couple days. We're getting 2 Moldavites. Moldavites, it is my understanding, are pieces of meteorites that literally fall to the earth. Very powerful. It brings the change really quickly. So be prepared and don't be overwhelmed by it, but don't be afraid of it, because she said a lot of people, they're afraid to work with it because it is so intense, and the change is like immediate. So I'm like, hey, sign me up. There's a lot of change that I want to accomplish. So hey, let's do it this way. Brooke had 2 Moldavites left. They're $45 a piece. So you do your math, 45 times 2, that's a lot of money and they're only about yay big. They're not very big. They come in a nice clear case that you can open up and you can handle them and stuff when you want to work with them. And then there's a little section of putty that it kind of sticks in to keep it sitting upright. So you can display it when you're not using it. So my advice to anybody that decides to try something like a Moldavite, focus on the change that you want most immediate in your life. Focus on that and nothing else. If you have to, write down several types of change you would like to see in your life right now. Focus on one at a time. See how quickly it happens. When it does, then check it off and go, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then move on to the next. Okay, let's see what Kuthumi has to say here. When Lord Kuthumi first arrived, he lost no time informing me who he was. I am a dragon elder and spokesdragon for the Galactic Council. He went on to say, if you desire to be able to hold the energies of the 5th to the 7th dimensions, yes please, you need to be clear of all your earthly woes and fears and your deep need for control. Your light bodies need to be in alignment with those of the earth and the astrological light matrix. Only then will you become a tool and a tuning device to lift the energy of the planet. As more of you gather together to do this work, the greater will be your chance of bringing lasting peace to Earth. Lord Kuthumi went on to explain why the dragons are here collectively. We have come because lasting peace is achievable on Earth. There are other galaxies beyond your human understanding at this time where it has happened. We dragons are as old as the universe itself and have encountered and witnessed humanity in all its guises through the ages. You are the change. And when I saw Lord Kuthumi and I saw change, you are the change, it put me in mind of the Moldavites. My first major change that I'm going to focus on and ask for when we get them, when I get mine, after we get the order, paid for and finally delivered, because it could take up to 2 weeks or longer before the package even gets here. But again, that's nothing against Brooke. She can't. She has no control over that. She can't make it get here any quicker than it's going to. Is that all the decks that I had in there? Yes. And what are these? Ooh, Green Man and Glimpse of a Unicorn. So my first change that I'm going to be focusing on will be achieving self-mastery of myself. Every way humanly possible. Second major change that I'm going to ask for is going to be weight loss. That I finally find a way to achieve it, to eat healthier, drink healthier, more exercise, be more active, more often, more productive every day instead of, just whiling away the hours on my couch. Thirdly, I'm going to ask for endless cash flow, and that I can finally get everything, all the bits and pieces and everything together that I need to start my own business, figure out how to do the uploading of videos on here, the downloading of stuff, how to utilize the studio section on here where you can do different, creative things with it. You learn to edit and stuff like that. I'm going to set Green Man up here. but I've already got one lit, so I don't want to light too many at once, and I don't even smell the one I got lit. So, yeah, I've only got 2 of my clippy things left. These are just, these little things that you use to, clip stuff together. I'm also going to be asking for an endless supply of pagan mix that I just take it upon myself to just do my own and grow the herbs needed to make it. So that's a lot of change. And I know there's those of us out there that don't do good with change. They don't do well when they know change is required for us to continue to evolve and be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Every way that we can, because we're still living in a messed up world with messed up situations, messed up people, messed up circumstances. COVID, and the wondering of what's going to be the next major crisis that's going to hit and what's going to be the degree of devastation this time. So we have to keep trudging on, though. We have to keep continually improving ourselves, becoming more spiritual, and stop holding on to stuff so much. Stop beating ourselves up about things that have already been and gone, that all that we should take away from it is what did we learn from the experience or the situation. I want to commit to being on here again more regularly, changing the location sometimes. I haven't done a live stream outside in a long time. But then when you're outside, you have to deal with all the background noises and traffic and, the goings on of the day. And it makes it sometimes harder to hear me, especially if it gets particularly loud. And there's a lot of traffic up and down Maplewood constantly, so that don't help. Around here in my apartment building, I just don't feel safe doing a live stream outside unless Chris is out there with me anymore, even in broad daylight, because let's face it, most likely I'm not going to be out there at night. It would be too hard to see me. What would I use as a light source? What kind of curiosities would it instill in others? And I don't want some drug-addled brain people walking up and going, "What are you doing?" Or, start causing a ruckus. It's like none of your damn business what I'm doing. Get the fuck away from me. Because around here there aren't exactly very many friendly people. Let's just put it that way. You guys know how bad this area is. And here lately we have these jerks, I'll just say, that every year around this time, several days before the 3rd is anywhere near us, the 3rd of July, when the whole red, white, and boom goes on, and there's, hundreds of thousands, or there's like a stupid amount of people downtown, and there's people camping out on the lawn, and, just, it's a fun time if you can do it. but it's also very stressful, and you have to deal with a lot. You have to get there the night before, you have to get set up, you know, and then when the fireworks finally happen the next day, you know, there's going to be times when you're going to be walking around and buying things from the booths. That was probably just a roach climbing up the screen. So don't think that's a manifestation, because it might not be. Um, but this year, we're going to be having a cookout at my mom's on that day. We're going to be doing just watching the fireworks, you know, downtown as best as we can. Like, we'll be out most likely in the side yard, the side porch, because that's going to give us the best view of downtown area where most likely the fireworks are going to be going off. I will definitely make sure that we leave the radio on here for the cats, and the windows closed, because that way it'll at least deaden the sound enough that it don't scare and bother them. But anyway, let me finish about these jerks that I'm talking about and why I'm calling them that. Every year about this time, they start letting off fireworks at night, right out in back of our building, you might as well say. Maybe one street over from us, which is stupid, because it can be a fire hazard. When they're shooting off their stupid fireworks, it could catch trees on fire. It could land on somebody. It could blow up in their face. It could blow in their hands. You know, who knows? I mean, it wouldn't be so fun if you end up catching your hair on fire, now would it? And they do it every year, and it makes me so mad that they start this early, because when they do, it scares our pets. It makes them hide because they don't like the sound. The sound hurts their ears, and it makes them scared. I can understand why, because it's a loud noise. They don't like it. And these jerks will set these stupid things off all the way up until frickin' midnight. And I hate it. I want them to stop. But getting jerks like that to stop, good luck. Unless you do a serious binding on them, they're going to keep doing it. They have no respect. They have no courtesy. They have no compassion for the animals that they're disturbing by doing it. They don't care. And they're arrogant and stupid and ignorant for letting them off around here anyway, because there's too many fire hazard possibilities that could happen. Maybe if they blow up in their face, they'll stop letting the doggone things off. And I hate to be that harsh and mean to say that, but this is ridiculous. They do it every year. I'm tired of them scaring our animals when they do it. So the only thing we can really do for our animals this year is, especially since we're going to be over at Mom's, you know, at night, obviously, because, you know, the fireworks are at night. I'm going to have the radio on here, and I'm going to have it not blaringly loud, but have it loud enough that it'll deaden the sound to where the cats hopefully won't even hear it. And it'll be on during the day, and you know, as soon as the fireworks are over at night, we'll probably be coming straight home anyway. We'll be immediately coming home after, I'm sure. And so I'm going to have to find an ideal volume that's not too loud, not too low, deadens the fireworks going off so it's not scaring our animals. Because when they're going off downtown, there's going to probably be jerks around here that's going to be letting them off too. Because they're trying to impress somebody, and they're not impressing anybody. They're making me want to smack the crap out of every one of them for doing it. I am so done with the city. I want out of the city. I want our house. I want our finances to improve once we get the house, especially because then we'll have 3 incomes that we'll be dividing by, 3 ways. And then we'll have a lot more of our money left to do whatever, And as far as my mom goes, I know that she don't like me moving so far away as West Virginia. But The best that I can do is try to get down here as often as I realistically can. Try to come down on a weekend, um, or something and say, Mom, I'm sorry, but this is just the best that I can do, because now I have a drive that can be an hour or more away, and you can't really expect me to just start doing it. Um, there's going to be days when I'm not going to feel like doing it. I would rather just stay home. There's days that I wouldn't mind going down and picking Mom up and taking her to the new place so she can see it and visit there. But then I'm going to have to drive her back and then drive myself home, and it's going to be a lot. Um, Especially still only having one vehicle between us, that and me and Chris are the only two that drive. Maria don't drive. I don't think it would ever be a good idea for her to get behind the wheel of a car anyway. Because I feel like she would get herself killed. Because her handicap just doesn't warrant that would be a good idea. So a lot of goals that I'm going to be focusing on and this and that. Okay, there's my journals. There's my tea. Okay. Let's do that. Ow! Maybe. Lottery Bible, Magical Cat, Spell a Day. Any of you that enjoy the things that I do on here, certain things, let me know, and I'll try to do them more often. Spell a Day. Let's see what today's spell is. Magical Strength spell. So if you want to copy this down and try it, think before you do it. I'm not saying just 5 seconds. Really think before you do it, because strength can be used in a lot of ways. And you've got to remember there could be consequences. So keep your actions as positive as you can, and don't use it in a negative way towards anyone. Okay? To build your own magical strength, stand out in the open on a dark, moonless night. Then pick out a star directly overhead and gaze steadily at it. With your mind, will it to move first to one way and then to another? It will. That's interesting. I've never read that one before. One of my little color guides from one of the paintings I did. Let's see if I can remember what painting this one was. No, I can't. But this is a strip of the color guide that comes on one of the paintings. And I thought, you know what? That makes a nice bookmark. And to me, it is a form of recycling. So why not? It's a lot cheaper because you've already paid for the painting. You just cut it out and you got a bookmark. Okay. Which one is this? Oh, yeah. The 30 Days of Enlightenment. Magnolia and Ash, Creepy Hollows. I recommend it. This book is really, it's helped me out a lot. I don't remember what day I left off on, though. So I'll just do all 4 on this page for the heck of it, because I haven't done it in so long, so I feel like I got to play catch up now. Day 7, associations, beige and orange. So if you like those colors, find a way to wear them for the day. And because this is the 7th day in, just do it and see what happens, kind of thing. Mantra. Welcomed are the responsibilities of my life to take the helm of destiny and to show myself that all I desire can be granted me through my diligence and loyalty to self. Protection. Bring the points of light and positive power to the central being of my space. Encourage and lift me to new levels in all directions. Why I was hesitant about the whole beige orange thing is typically if you're going to do this and you read each one every day, then on the 7th day, you wear the beige and the orange. So they give you certain colors and certain herbs or flowers for that particular day that if you use them in some way, it just enhances the experience. Day 8, associations, red, violet, herb, hyssop, HYSSOP. Mantra, open me to the mystic mysteries and powers that encourage the growth and support of my journey through life. Breathe unto me the mystic, encouraging of life. Inspire me to grow into new avenues and new ways of life. Encourage me to rise to new levels. Day 9, associations, clover and cinnamon. Mantra, nightly impressions of the astral realm. Bring to me the passions and engaging nuances that circulate around me during the sun's rays and day's time. Create a powerful shield of no tolerance around me, allowing nothing that has bad intentions or malicious actions to intrude upon my life. Day 10, associations, turquoise and tangerine. Mantra, greatly charming is the day that I have found to begin on my quest for rejuvenation. Wash over me with the brush of hope and bright eyes, so I may pour new life into my ruts of tedious tasks. Build around me the walls of feverish indifference. Do not allow me to feel the distractions of negative energy that circulates us mortals here on earth. Let them pass over me as water to a duck's back. Okay, so I might just start doing 4 a day just to get through it, you know. Okay, spirit keeping, year of the magical dragon, goddess. Let's see what goddess is with us today and what goddess you can celebrate. And the last time I looked at this book was April 17th. That tells you something. Okay, June. June 26th. Alaskan whale dance. Goddess Sedna. Themes: thankfulness, providence, nature, abundance. Symbols: water, an eye, and fish. About Sedna, the mother of the sea, which is sometimes called the eating place in northern climes. Sedna is a very important figure in Alaskan mythology as the provider of nourishment for both body and soul. In narratives, Sedna gave birth to fish, seals, polar bears, and whales, the life-sustaining animals of this region. Artistic renderings show her as having one eye that sees all things in her domain. To do today. At this time of year, fishermen in Alaska dance through town giving out whale meat. According to custom, this dance propitiates the spirits of the food, providing whales who have died in the previous year. It also ensures an abundance of food in the year ahead. Adapting this a bit, abstain from your favorite meat product today and ask for Sedna's blessing on the animals who provide your food year-round. Vegetarians can forego their favorite staple and ask Sedna to bless the earth's greenery instead. Eating fish, however, is perfectly suited to this occasion, as it will fill you with Sedna's nourishment. Remember to eat thankfully. To keep a small token in your home that will continually draw Sedna's blessings to you, get a goldfish and name it after her. We'll have to do that sometime. Each time you feed the fish, you're symbolically giving an offering to the goddess. When you have a need, whisper it to the fish so Sedna hears you. Aww, that's so sweet. Let me see if I got another bookmark up here. Yep. So there you go. There's that. Oh, I forgot about this. I was using it as a bookmark. Okay, just a random here, but until I make my major changes that I was speaking of earlier about the whole YouTube thing, I'll just keep doing my randoms. Cranberry red. This is colors and candles. Cranberry red stands for love, passion, courage, and the first chakra. So your bottom chakra. Orange is strength, success, joy, second chakra. Yellow, clairvoyance, communication, third chakra. Green, healing, prosperity, fourth chakra. Blue, meditation, tranquility, moon, fifth chakra. Purple, spirituality, intuition, sixth chakra. White, purity, protection, seventh chakra. Black, absorb negative energy, first chakra. Pink, emotional love and harmony, fourth chakra. Apple green, emotional healing, protection, fourth chakra. Light blue, clear communication, fifth chakra. Red cherry, self-love and friendship, second chakra. Apricot, gentle strength and joy, second chakra. Lavender, intuition, dignity, spiritual shield, seventh chakra. So apparently the repetition of the chakras for these colors, you can use these colors for those chakras. So it's not just one color. Spirit keeping. Apparently where I left off was, what should I look for? It is usually the opinion of unlearned people that in order to have something magical, it has to be cast upon an antique vessel. High-priced jewelry, intricate tokens, and other high-value items. That isn't at all the case. And for those of us who are in the know, we've seen spell-casted objects from multi-million-dollar treasures to handkerchiefs. From a marble to $1,000 ring, any spell, spirit, or creature, immortal dragon or fairy, and such can be cast upon it or exist within it, whether it be a shaman, witch, warlock, caster, sage, necromancer, or anyone else of the like. If you pay them, they will cast on anything you want, even if it is a peanut shell, and the spell they cast will work to its full potential regardless of what object it is cast on. If you live by the idea that only the beautiful and expensive things have powerful spells, you will miss some great opportunities to own something spectacular. The rule of don't judge a book by its cover applies to the paranormal, just as much as it applies to everything else. Most people would be shocked to discover what paranormal things exist in their household without them even knowing, especially when you inherit family heirlooms or buy things from estate sales or antique stores. Sometimes the most powerful objects are simple, everyday items. If you have means of detecting magical or paranormal objects in your home, we suggest you take a moment to look around you and you will find surprises. There are no rules for what can be magical when it comes to the paranormal. You never know what you are going to find. Don't shortchange yourself. Open your mind. If a piece speaks to you, then you should take a closer look. There are pieces meant for certain people and they will find you. Just make sure you do not ignore the signs. There are a vast many treasures to be discovered, treasures that will change your life. They will become family heirlooms, and no matter if it is a bead, bracelet, gemstone, or an antique You and those who own it after you will revel in its rewards and blessings. Open your mind and ears and listen for the calling for those treasures that are meant to change your life. For spirits, many keepers describe it as feeling the call. You should be careful not to be a trend follower, meaning bringing spirits into the home that have popularity or are the in thing. Spirit keeping should involve you deciding what kind of keeper you are, whether it's keeping one or two spirits on a more close companion level, or keeping a large number of spirits who all contribute to one another in a community setting, or a vastly large number of spirits with multiple communities within your own home. The kind of spirits you keep and how many should be a direct result of what kind of keeper you want to be. There's nothing wrong with being someone who has one or two, or someone like us who has large spirit communities of hundreds of spirits, and most keepers fall somewhere between. The call from a spirit can be feeling something physically, emotionally, or mentally when you read their listing or encyclopedia article, or even when you think of the type of entity. Spirits can call you specifically by each individual spirit, or an entire race can call you, then leading you to the specific spirit you are meant to be with. Keep yourself open and be sure to be true to yourself. Everything else will fall into place beautifully. Now, for those of you who are seeing this for the first time or whatever, you're like, what was that all about? It's a spirit keeping guide for spirit keepers like me. I am currently wearing a couple of my vessels. My High Elf, which is white and gold tone. My Crimson, what was he? He's like a certain type of dragon, but he's hanging from a pentacle. Do I have any vessels on my wrist? I don't have any vessels on my wrist currently, but I do try to wear like different ones at different times. And I have some other little bits and bobs on here that Brooke made for me. So if you're not a spirit keeper or you don't know anything about it, all I can tell you is look it up. Go to Creepy Hollows. They pretty much explain it all there. They have an encyclopedia. You can look up different creatures and what they do and what they mean, and how they can help you and so on. This book is called Year of the Magical Dragon, and I have yet to do a ritual out of it. I was going to do one for Ostara, but now Ostara has passed. Summer solstice has already passed, and the next major Wiccan holiday won't even be until August 1st, which will be Lunasaw. So now I'm going to have to go through here and find the Lunasaw dragon, or the dragon you can call upon during that particular time of year. But because I have never read, I don't think anyway, from this book yet, I will just do a little bit of it to give you an idea what it's about. And then in a later live stream, hopefully I'll be able to say, hey, I finally did the ritual. I called the dragon, and it was a good experience. It was a lovely experience. So I will read the foreword. Let me see how long this thing is. Okay, good. It's only, I can read that. It's not very much. For the millions who watched the TV series Game of Thrones, I've never watched it. One of the high spots, perhaps the high spot, must have been the dragons. So lifelike were these that it was hard to believe that such creatures may never have existed. This is, of course, one of the most asked questions amongst those who love myth and legend. Did dragons ever exist, or were they, as some have suggested, a distant memory of prehistoric beasts whose bones must have been utterly mysterious to our ancestors? Ultimately, perhaps it does not matter. The image of the dragon, fiery breath and all, is so deeply ingrained in our subconscious that it has appeared in just about every culture around the world, from the mighty dragon in the epic poem Beowulf to the three-headed Zmei Gornik of Russian folklore, and the battling dragons of Merlin's vision on Dinas Emery's in Wales, to the countless dragons of Chinese myth and those who tamed and rode them, just as Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones. The dragon is ubiquitous. It is as much a part of our inner lives as it could ever have been if it had existed in the outer world. For this reason alone, it is surprising that no one has recently focused on the magical properties of the dragon in esoteric practice. Virginia Chandler's book fills this gap and does it admirably. She gives us a whole year of working with dragons, filled with lore, drawing upon her wide-ranging experience as a teacher and practitioner of ritual magic. We are guided through a seasonal progression in which we not only get an opportunity to encounter some of these fascinating creatures up close and personal, but to share their deep wisdom and to learn how they can impact our own inner lives, offering us strength, energy, and power to help us grow. The emphasis is throughout on practical experience and includes everything the individual or group will need to set up a ritual space and to follow the ancient dragon paths around the year. There is much to ponder on along the way. Some find meditations and a great deal of helpful advice. In short, this is a book that could become part of a regular cycle of magical work, and I have no hesitation in recommending it to everyone interested in myth, folklore, and esoteric wisdom. It may or may not change your life, either is possible, but at the end of a year of meetings with dragons, you will have learned much and experienced the virtually limitless energy embodied by these extraordinary creatures. I agree with that. Okay, let me see if I can find Beltane. That would have been in April. Trying to find this section for summer solstice. Don't know that I'll do it, but Litha and the Golden Dragons of Summer. Here it is, Litha, summer solstice. All right. Okay, so that's where I'll mark it. This is something else I will try to incorporate into some future live streams. But I've been on here almost 2 hours now, and it's after 2. A lot to think about. You have a spell that you can decide to do or not do, but if you do it, like I said, I advise doing it with caution. Be very thoughtful about and selective about the type of strength you're asking for. Don't use it to harm yourself or someone else. Don't use it to control someone else. Don't use it to bully someone else. If I ever do it myself, I'll let you know. But now, this time of night would be the perfect time to do it, and I don't feel like going outside. I'm probably going to be up at most another hour. But I still have a lot of magical catching up to do, and all I can do is keep trying. Rather than focusing on all the things I haven't achieved, just keep trying, so that when I do achieve some, I can reflect back on it later and go, I did that. See, I did that. I saw that through. So I hope this was a nice live stream for those of you that watch it later, especially my subs. And like I said, I will try to do another live stream today once I'm over at my mom's. If I go, if I don't, I'll just do the live stream here. But I may decide to do it downstairs in Maria's place because it's Monday, so she won't have to go to work or anything. So we'll see. But love you all, my subs especially. Blessed be. Thanks for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, that like button, and make sure your bell icon thing is turned on. So, leave a positive comment, if you will. I don't know that I'll see it, and if I don't, I apologize. But thank you anyway for anyone that does leave compliments. Just be kind. Don't cut me down. Don't, and I'm saying that more for any public people, meaning not my subs, my friends, people that know me. Don't judge me. If you see something on my live that helps you in some way, great. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I hope to improve my lives in the future. I've got a lot of goals and scheduling I'm going to have to incorporate so that I can figure out how often I can realistically be on here. And, have a degree of consistency to where, like I said, I'm not just on for a while and then I just stop and then I'm not on for months. I don't want my lives to be boring. I try to make them engaging, educational. If I can throw some light entertainment in there, that's wonderful too, because, make somebody's day go a little better, make somebody laugh, encourage somebody or inspire somebody to do something positive for themselves or somebody else, pay it forward, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself. Thank you all for who view this. Thank you for being my friends, those of you that are. And thank you for sharing this journey with me as I continue living my life day to day, just like we all do, to the best of our ability, right? Blessed be. Good night, good morning, good day, whatever, different time zones and all. And I will see you next live. Bye.